Traditional Sweet Recipes from Malta Volume 2, soon available at www.traditionalmaltesweets.com. Traditional Sweet Recipes, creating a small slice of Malta that feels like home.
Jiena Marlene Scicluna nagħtikom merħba fil-programm Maltese DownUnder fuq produzzjoni kollha kemm mill-belt ta' Melbourne. Grazzi li għażiltu li għal ġimgħa oħra terġgħu tingħaqdu magħna u nirringrazzja lill-sponsors kollha tagħna li grazzi għall-appoġġ tagħhom stajna nwaslulkom dan il-5 staġun. Dejjem huwa ta' pjaċir kbir għalina li waslulkom stejjer dwar personaġġi li forsi ftit li xejn jekk qatt smajtu bihom. Infatti, llum ser nitrattaw il-paranormal u nlaqgħukom ukoll ma' awtur rebbieħ ta' premju prestiġjuż. L-ewwel mistieden tagħna llum huwa William Tabone, investigatur paranormali mill-grupp Australian Paranormal Society. Now get this, where you and I might be scared of things that go bump in the night, William Tabone here actually thrives on them. William has been a paranormal investigator for over 32 years. How did you get into this field?
As a child, I was fascinated with anything unusual. So I would watch, read, all the scary stories or horror movies I could. And, it eventually gets into a point where I decided, this is what I'm going to do. And I started as a hobby, and it's become much more than that for me now.
So what was your first ever paranormal experience?
Yeah, well, look, there was a whole lot of ones that run into each other as a child, little bits here and there. But, the one I sort of like to talk about is actually not a paranormal experience. It's where I debunked what I thought was paranormal as a child. There was a minor earth tremor and a shirt was hanging on a cupboard, and to me it looked like it was waving at me. But unfortunately it wasn't. The next morning I got up and I heard about this tremor and I put two and two together even as a child. And, realised it wasn't paranormal, but that's part of what we do anyway, so I was just doing it early.
Now, obviously, a paranormal investigator is different to a medium.
Yes, that's correct.
So, when we speak of mediums and people who are sort of gifted, more perceptive with the paranormal, is that something that we all have, or is it a gift?
For sure. Look, I believe everyone has that ability, some more than others. Part of my team is the Australian Paranormal Society. We're in two groups, really. The mediums and sensitives and the technical side, so the ones that deal with cameras and computers. And these guys have just, I suppose, been able to work with what they have more, whereas other people don't. You might pick up little bits now and then, whereas they're able to do it more often. So everyone has it, I believe. It's just some are more focused.
Now, most of us who are scared of spirits and ghosts, we're scared because we think they are evil. Are they evil?
No. Human nature is that we fear what we don't understand. Spirits are like living people. They're just out of their body. Some are good, some are bad. Some want to play games, some want to be left alone, some are shy. If you're a nice person, you pass over. If you don't go where you're supposed to go, for some reason you stay here, you're still going to be a nice person. If you're nasty, you're still going to be a nasty person. You don't automatically become, grow wings and a halo and become an angel, and that's what we deal with. So, trying to work.
So tell us more about what you do.
Okay. Well, we really have three areas we work in. First one being research. So we conduct investigations into, all sorts of places, historical locations, people's houses, and we gather evidence, try to work out ways that we can better communicate with the other side and to help these people. Two is to educate. So we do lectures, we run paranormal investigations for the public to show them that we're normal people, how we do things, and to give them an experience that they can go away, have a think about, ask questions, and maybe move on in the field. And three is to assist, to help spirits and the people that they're affecting. So if someone contacts us, their houses, they think they've got an entity or something in there, we'll go in, we'll do an investigation, and if we can help them out, we will. you know, and also to help the spirit. So some spirits are trapped for whatever reason and just need to know, you know, there is a way that they can move on.
And how do you communicate with the spirit and vice versa? Hello?
Well, hello. Yes. Well, sometimes it is like that. We actually, on the technical side, we actually have equipment that things like modified radios or what we call GD boxes, which are amplifiers with almost like drum pedals, music pedals that we helps us to use programs that these spirits can manipulate and talk to us.
Right.
And we've had some, you know, amazing answers and, you know, coherent answers. You know, sometimes you get a bit of gibberish, but, you know, we do get answers and we do get names that we can actually research and find out that, yes, these people were at this location at some stage. You know, that's how we do that on the technical side, but we also use mediums and sensitives and work with what they have to say. So it's all a combination and it's all experimental. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, in our field that we're doing everything, we're doing scientific work. We're not. We're actually explorers and trying to find the best way to discover the way we can communicate with the other side.
So have you ever caught on video or photos paranormal activity?
Yeah, I believe we have, yes. And also recorded voices.
Nice.
Yeah, really cool.
Oh gosh.
But it's for me, that's great, where we capture these and we can show other people. But it's also the personal experience people have. You know, a lot of people are too caught up on saying, oh, look at this photo I found, rather than, you know, I felt something hold my hand. You know, and that's a personal experience, which I think is even more important than the evidence itself.
Merħba lura fil-programm u ser inkomplu nitkellmu ma' William Tabone dwar l-esperjenzi paranormali tiegħu li seħħew ukoll barra mixtut Awstraljani. Now, you've done investigative, do you call them tours?
Yeah, we do. We do investigation tours, yes.
In fact, we're here at Bandura Park,
yes, that's
where
correct.
you have these tours.
Yep.
Where's the most active place that you have investigated?
Oh, wow. You know, I as in tour-wise?
Yes.
In tour-wise?
Anywhere, actually.
Anywhere.
Tour and...
well, look, you know, I mean, we spend a lot of time up at the Arrowdale Asylum, and we do tours there as well.
What a
once
lovely
a month.
place
it's a
to
fantastic place.
spend an afternoon at.
We actually spent weekends in there conducting investigations, so we'd sleep there.
You sleep there?
Yeah, and we would do that. We don't...
Sign me up for the next one.
Come along, anytime. So that's very, very active. But I mean, I've worked all over the world. So you know, the battlefields of Gettysburg. I had a lot of activity
Tell us
there.
more about Gettysburg and actually Alcatraz.
Alcatraz, I've been. Gettysburg was great. We spent. We actually were staying in an inn, which was just outside of Gettysburg, where the Confederate soldiers were dumping their dead and dying when they were retreating.
Yeah.
And first night there, I'm lying in. I was with a friend of mine and his wife. We had the top, one of the top rooms, and there's actually 2 bedrooms in there, or 2 rooms. I was sleeping in one room, they were in the other. Had the door open because there was no one else in the inn, and I heard these boots walking past me into the next room, and I thought that's fantastic. Then about 3 o'clock in the morning, I hear a battle drum. And then I hear 2 women talking. Now, there's no one else in the place, you know. Also, that was just one event. I mean, there's a lot of others. But the funny thing was, the next morning, my friend said, "Did you come into our room last night? Because I heard someone walking through the room." And his wife saw exactly the same thing, you know, heard the same thing. And so little things like that, which is great, you know. But I mean, we investigated a lot of locations there. We had a lot of audio we recorded, a lot of strange happenings. For example, in the orphanage, I was actually bitten on the leg and it was a child's bite. So it's not an orphanage anymore. It's a museum, but I didn't see that till I got home. I was taking my socks and pants off, and there's this bite mark on my leg. So that sort of thing. But
scary stuff.
Wasn't it? Yeah, maybe it was showing me something rather than actually trying to hurt me.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the sort of thing we look at, trying to gather as much as we can.
When you're preparing for these paranormal events, do you have to prepare yourself in any way, mentally? I don't know.
Oh, for sure, definitely. I'm quite a spiritual person anyway.
Yep.
You know, I'm not a medium, psychic, anything like that.
Yep.
But I'm spiritual, and you know, we need that in our work to protect ourselves. So we do what we call grounding,
right.
Which is basically connecting yourself to the earth, or you know, praying. If you're more religious, you pray to whoever you believe in, and asking for protection so that you can do your work without being affected. Right. That's a big part of what we do, and mental readiness, because you're walking into places that probably a human normally wouldn't want to walk into when anyone that's sort of not saying the word normal, but anyone that's not in this field would find a bit daunting.
Yeah, of course.
So we prepare ourselves. I raised a Roman Catholic, obviously, and I say I do my prayers and I protect myself that way. I also ground myself, and get ourselves ready that way.
Now, you said you're not a medium, but your wife is. And apparently it's carried on in the family.
Oh, for sure, yes.
Tell us more about your family, gifted family.
They are. All the kids in all my kids have got the gift of mediumship.
Yep.
Different levels, and the younger ones are still trying to get used to it. The older ones working in their own ways. But my wife's quite gifted. She's in what she does, and it's one of those things that just carries on down the line. But we also have friends that that are gifted. One of my guys, Rick, he's our head medium, and he does all the training for the group, for the mediums and such. And he's been in this close to 50 years, so They're very experienced and down to earth people, which is great. Yeah.
Apart from that tremor, which would be your most memorable paranormal experience or encounter? Overall.
Wow.
Well, over 32 years.
For sure. That's hard. That's really hard. I've seen a lot. I mean, some good, some bad. Yeah. We face some very nasty things and dark things. I mean, I've seen furniture moving. I've had things flying off walls. I've had cutlery, knives, forks, all sorts of things thrown at me, iron bars. I've seen an investigator actually tipped upside down and dropped on his head. So all things you would see, if you saw in a movie, you'd laugh because you wouldn't think it was real. I've seen a lot of it because I've been around. But, some of the best ones were the nice ones, where we were able to help people. Yeah. I've had a little girl spirit hold my hand, and I could feel her hand in my hand, and turns out she liked me because I had a beard and her father had a beard, and I reminded her of the father, and we were able to help her move on. So that sort of thing. That's the nice ones. That's the ones I like.
So how often do you do these investigative tours?
Yep, we do Arrowdale, which is the asylum, once a month. Mm-hmm. We do Coal Creek, which is down in Gippsland, once a month, and Bundoora we do every second month, but we can do Bundoora more often if we like. That's our choosing at the moment because of work commitments. And we also have private groups come in and things like that. So it can be more often, but really we do 2 main ones a month and Bundoora every second. So that's our commitment at the moment, on top of all the research and our own filming and such like that. So, busy.
Speaking of filming, what are you doing right now?
At the moment, we're building a YouTube channel, trying to document many different aspects of the paranormal. Unlike a lot of the shows, we don't want to deal with just investigating. You see these ghost shows where they're just doing investigations. For us, it's more about documenting pioneers in the field, different ideas, and different ways of thinking. So that's what we're building at the moment. It's called Worlds Beyond Television.
Well, you've got to visit that.
Thank you. Come along.
Now, we were saying before, as we were walking to film this interview, that you actually bought a house that you had investigated.
Yes.
Some years before.
Yes.
You're really crazy. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
So do you still get visits in this house? Obviously, you live there.
Because my wife's a sensitive, they always attract spirit anyway, whether it be from something that happened in the house or in the local area. We attract spirit, so we have them come visit. They want to help, they will let us know, but we put up protection so we're not trying to get nasty ones coming in. But sometimes old Uncle Jack might need a hand, you know what I mean? So he'll come and visit and we'll get a message and then we'll go into action. The house is a house. We still get visitors sometimes.
Well, William, thank you so much for your time today. It was such a pleasure meeting you.
Great to meet you too.
And I'm glad you didn't bring any ghosts with you.
Just look over your shoulder.
Maltese DownUnder thanks the Malta Tourism Authority, Mayfield's Business Advisors, MPD Steak Kitchen, Maltese Pastizzi Bar and Restaurant, First National Balkan Associates, Maltese Original Pastizzi Company, Smartline, and our bronze sponsors.